One thing that we can do to have more healthy relationships is to focus on balance. Like all things in life, balance is really important. When we are out of balance, we might be less connected with ourselves. We could be more tired because maybe we are always working and not enough relaxing. Or it could be in the things that we do, maybe we are drinking too much, or maybe we are eating too much, or maybe we are exercising too much. Everything that's too much oftentimes is not that healthy. And the same goes for relationships. And the other time I had this male client who was talking to me about his friendships and how he was kind of like stuck in his mindset that his best friends were the ones that he knew the longest. But after conversing a little bit about his friendships and how they look, what he's putting in, what he's getting out of them, he realized that the people that he knows the longest aren't really the ones that he gets the most energy from. And for him, this was kind of like a big realization, because he felt like it's not really fair. It's not, serving me anymore as much. It's not fair that I'm always the one reaching out or always the one contacting them to meet up or do stuff together. And when they are together, that he's mostly the person that's listening, giving advice, trying to help and support the other friend, but never got the question back like, but how are you doing? And what are you struggling with? And this is something he wasn't aware of until he had this conversation with me about it in a session. And this was about friendships, in his case, male friendships. But I also had this other client who is a young lady, and she talked to me about her past relationships. And also in romantic relationships, I think it's even more important to focus on, is it quite balanced? And she was talking about her experience in the relationships that she had, wherein she was always the one helping, she was always the one supporting, she was always the one giving, and all of that wasn't really reciprocated. And this, in the long run, is not really healthy and will make us feel bad, will make us feel not worthy enough to get the love that we send out being reciprocated. And on top of that, she also experienced that she was blamed for everything that went wrong, even though she was the one doing things right, the responsible one, taking care of the finances, taking care of, the house and the food, and, and that's even a more worse combination, that you are the one giving, but you're also the punching bag at the same time. And obviously in this situation, a relationship is not balanced at all. And in both cases, like the male client and the female client, they are both kind of like these personalities that are really giving and always wanting to help people. And this is a really beautiful quality when you have that. But it can also be kind of like your, I wouldn't say downfall, but maybe like your vulnerability when you interact with people that are not matching that same kind of quality. That instead of being givers, they could be more takers. And then the chances of getting an imbalance in that relationship, if you're not aware of that, if you're not putting out your boundaries, then the relationship can get easily imbalanced. And I also experienced that in the past with past relationships, wherein I was the one always giving or being there for the other person, trying to help, trying to support, trying to take care of tasks and stuff, and also became the punching bag. And this is not a good position to be in. And eventually will make you feel low or not worthy enough about yourself, or you will start to doubt yourself, or am I not being enough? Am I not putting enough effort into the relationship? Which is crazy actually, because the other person is lacking or not doing a good job at all within the relationship. And again, this cannot be even like happening on a conscious level. Like, it's not always that people do that on purpose. We all experience trauma. We all form our behaviors based on what we have experienced in our life. So it's not always, the case that the taker is consciously like doing that. It could be the case that it happens, or they are doing it without even them knowing. But there are also cases wherein they are consciously doing it, of course. And oftentimes this tendency of, being the giver or wanting to help or wanting to be there for others also comes from our childhood, wherein we felt like, or we were put in that role, or we felt like it's only through that I'm being seen or I'm being valued as a person. Or maybe there are always problems around around us that we had to be the one that people could come to. So it becomes like like a suit that we put on, and when we go outside into the world, that we interact with others automatically in that way. And to change this, or to find more balance in relationships, we need to become more aware of, this behavior, but also in what comes back to us. When we put in energy, are we being matched in that energy by the other person? And if we are aware of that, if we take note of that, then it's going to be easier to to express our boundaries. And of course, a relationship cannot always be 50-50 or totally imbalanced. Sometimes there are periods where someone needs more attention or more listening ear than the other. And this is fine if it's just a phase or a period, but overall, there should be a kind of balance wherein two people are both seen, felt, and trying, to understand each other and give room to each other. So to have healthier relationships, be aware of the balance or imbalance there is within that relationship. I hope this has been helpful, and if you have same experiences, or you had same experiences in the past, or how did you deal with that, let me know in the comments. Bye bye.